Alright, welcome to today's class. What we'll be talking about today is some mistake made by graphic designers. So the first mistake we'll be talking about is poor readability. Now you see, in this first part, you see the background color and this for the text, it's difficult for you to read. But you see the down one, it's very easy and easy to go. Second one is most times we want to make the text much at the background and thereby making it difficult for the reader to read. And you see this first one now, it's difficult to read, but you see this, at least create a space for it. So whenever anybody looks at the design, it can easily read this part. Then probably if you want to read what's behind and then zoom in, but most times it's even more easier to just let it be just only the writings. No need for this many writer, but when it's needed, it's okay, but always make your work easy to read. And the next is this one. Now before I explain this, please, I'm not trying to ridicule anything right now, but I'm trying to make a point through design. Now you may have a design you want to make and the theme of program or whatever you're designing is fire conference, and if you know it's like a conference meeting of fires. The first one, you just want to make writings, too many writings, but it's always advisable sometimes to use visual. That's visual to explain what you're doing. And okay, you are so excited, you want to use visual, and then you start mixing so many fires simply because it's fire conference. This to me looks very awkward, and then trying to read this now, these letters, looks difficult for someone to read. Left for me, you better just leave it simple like this. If you just want to use only text, simple. You want to use this, simple. You can take one of the fire, make a sensible design with it. I think that would be better. This way it's easier to read than this other one. It looks funny, like how many fire, what are you doing, 1 2 3, just keep counting. Okay, the next one we want to talk about is too many fonts. Now because you have so many fonts on your system or on your design, doesn't mean you use everything for just one design. You can always use the other font for other designs, like this. Now too many fonts, like this one different font, this another font, this another font, and even this, you see, it's like 1 2 3 4 5 6 fonts in one design. Doesn't really make sense to me, and I think this is not nice. And then it's better to just use at least 2 to 3 fonts. If there is need for variation, you can make italics or you can bolden the font like this. Now it's having just one font. You can see the first one, it's not bold, the second is bold, and then the third is on italics. So the next, which I feel most designers feel it's a design or feel it's nice, but I think it's very wrong to use too many colors like in one design. Just every, like as if the rainbow that was shown to Noah. You see, so many colors, it's not nice. It's better to just use at least 2 to 3 colors. That's if you know how to mix it. If not, just use 2 colors and keep it going. Sometimes most of these colors just make your design too crowded. If you know how to mix your color, you can just mix 2 colors and you get a nice design. Most times most designers like using black and white. I'm not advising you to use that either, but I think it's easier, and start as time goes on, you can then try to use other designs, other color to design your work. That's nice, but avoid using too many color. It's not advisable at all. And then the next one is improper contrast. Now this first one, you see the background is dark and then you are using dark writings or dark text. It will be difficult for the person to read. It's just better to use using a dark background, use a light font. When you're using a light font, use a dark background. That way you can easily get a good design, and then it will be easy for whoever is reading to read it. So the next one is, you see, lack of space. Now this, it's sometimes they call it design and trying to cover everywhere. I just think about it, you in your room and everywhere is covered. There's clothes here, everywhere, bed, there's nowhere to put your leg. Looks funny. Please create a space for it. And then sometimes you see you want to create a space and then you are creating space like this. Not it's not well aligned. It's better to just keep it simple, do it like this, and if you decide to put your underline, can be okay, but let there be space. And then the next, lack of alignment. Now you see this one, now it's a mistake made by graphic. They are just not aligned, scattered, as if, when an end goes to a dirty place, uses like to scatter everything. That's why it's like as if just scattered, you just throw it anyhow you like. It's better you align your work. And then this, lack of scaling. Now if you look at this first design now, the first thing you see is name is, it doesn't make sense. My name is EA Graphics, but actually the main thing there is the name, not just my name is. This is the main work, the main text we want to read. If you look at the second one, it's the correct one. You can just, oh, I forgot to put the correct, and anyway, it's correct. You don't have to use all the font on your system or all the color on your software or your application. It's not necessary. Just use the necessary one, and you can always use other fonts for other designs, other color for other design. And always remember that some of these designs should work with the colors given to you by the company. Sometimes they want you to use more than one colors, but more than 4 or 5 colors, but try to tell them it's not needed. And I think that's the error